Welcome to Highland Ridge's Open Range Roamer Light Duty series. We are in the 274 BHS. Folks, if you're looking for that 30-foot size, half-ton friendly, though I'd suggest maybe a larger truck, light duty fifth wheel, this is a hard to beat option, especially if you've got family. You'll notice they've done a few things that I really want to talk about that really makes them stand out as far as open range goes and as far as that light range fifth wheel. One of the first things you'll see is right behind me. So you do have your two double bunks as well as your pull-out sofa. This is going to allow for not just functional sleep space, but one thing I really like is by putting it into the rear of the fifth wheel, you now have the ability to sleep people without sacrificing that living space. By putting the bunks to go along the back wall, you have more functional space, allowing for a closet, a shoe cubby, stairs to go into the bunk area, and then they went a little bit further on and added TV plugs, as well as each bunk has its own power station, including USB and 110. Now, in addition to that, you do have the ability to sleep even more people, so you have a tri-fold sofa, and the fact that your dinette can drop down to make a bunk. So whether you're looking for that short getaway with your kids, or say your kids are a little bit older and you have grandkids coming, you can really sleep the whole family. And keep in mind, this entire RV, everything included, is about 30 feet and 6 inches. You're under 31 foot, likely to get into all the national parks, and you're in a really simple size. Now, outside of the sleep space, one thing I really like that you're starting to see more and more in the industry, and this is no exception to it, is utilizing 12-volt technology. So you'll notice right now the TV's on and there is a sound bar connected to it. They've gone to JBL 12-volt TVs, which means that right now all we have is the battery, and this is on, running. You can use it. So if you're doing that Walmart camping, right, where you're in the middle of a road trip, maybe you don't have the access to hook up fully to power, everything you see in here right now is working off of just the battery. So you've got your TV, you've got your lights, your slide, your radio, and most importantly, obviously, is going to be that 10 cubic foot fridge. We did go with the Envision on this one. You can see one thing I really like is that the freezer is in the lower portion. People don't always think about it when especially you're buying your first RV, but function really does matter. So by putting the top portion being your fridge and the bottom your freezer, those things that you're going to commonly need to access while you're on the road are going to be right there in front of you. Now, other things in the living room, I really like that they've done the lighter kind of styling in here. Your L-shaped countertop is going to give you a ton of space. Keep in mind, 30-foot fifth wheel means that this is only a 27-foot box of living space. So this is super functional, designed where if you are actually cooking in here, you're kind of out of the way but still with everyone, right? So the TV is aligned with your seating. You can turn it towards the sofa or the dinette, but the whole kitchen area is cornered, giving you a lot more functional space, whether you're talking from like your 3 burner stove, you've got an actual oven, microwave, but what I really like is the sink. So newer trend technology, right? So you have both the drying rack that is rollable for your dishes, as well as a cutting board that comes with it, but it is that deep stainless steel sink, which is going to become more and more popular, especially in the recent years. Backsplash just makes it a little bit nicer, cleans things up, but I really like the countertop extension and the fact that this one actually has room for trash can storage. You're not going to see that in a lot of your smaller fifth wheels. You of course do have overhead cabinetry in here as well, and then you do have storage under your dinette. Does come standard with the blackout shades, so again, that's going to make things really nice. And the last thing in your living room that's going to keep things really great, especially in the fact that McLean's RVs down here in North Texas area, is this is actually a 50 amp camper. What that means is you're getting the benefits of 2 ACs. We've got one over the bunks and one in the bedroom. So when it comes to that summer months, I know right now we're sitting here, it's actually currently March here and weather's beautiful. But when we get into those summer months, having 2 ACs and a 30-foot fifth wheel is huge. It's going to keep you cool. And the nice thing is, if the weather's not as good, you can always take this down to a 30 amp camping spot and only use one of the air conditioners, whether that's to save money or availability is limited. You have a lot of ways to function in here where you have the ability to choose what makes sense for you. Now, I'm going to touch on a couple of things outside that I really like from this floor plan as well. First of all, being that when you go to the front, you're going to notice that not only do you have 20-pound propane tanks, but you have 3 of them. Now, a lot of people are used to the fifth wheel world. If you've had a fifth wheel before, you're usually going to see 2 30-pound propane tanks. That was the golden standard. What I like, though, is by doing these 3 20-pounders, one, you have the ability to switch them out at more places. So if you're new to the RV world, you don't have to go to a filling station. You can just go to Walmart or wherever, like gas stations have them, where you can swap them out and get a new tank easily. And the second thing is, by having those 3 tanks, you pretty much are guaranteed that you're always going to have at least one, right? If you're forgetful like I am, one thing that's great is you can set one propane tank to go while the other one is being changed out. But now you have 3, so you should never really have an empty propane tank situation. In addition to that, going back to what those bunks have created, is by having the bunks horizontally across the back wall of the RV, you actually have 2 pass-throughs in this RV. So you're going to have that conventional fifth wheel pass-through, but you do have a rear pass-through as well, giving you way more external storage than what you'd normally see in this size of a fifth wheel. Come back inside, we're going to go ahead and look at both the bathroom and the bedroom here. Nice thing in the bathroom is that the shower is tall. So for reference, right, I'm 5'10", so if you're 6 foot, you're still going to be below the skylight, but we do have the skylight if you're even taller. You do have a simple rolling door that retracts on itself, so that keeps things a lot easier to clean, and simple shower mechanics. Going into the sink, I like how they did this kind of wood out style finish. Just keeps it a little bit more farmhouse like. And you do have a sliding pocket door. Biggest advantage to the sliding pocket doors is going to be the fact that this doesn't come out into your space, so this whole area is kind of always open and accessible. As well as in the bedroom, you notice that the door that Rick just walked past through opens into the bedroom, so nothing's ever coming into your walk space. Coming inside, you're going to notice they already have put the TV in it, but what I really like is in a lot of your fifth wheels, you're going to see 2 side closets that really close in the bed. Open Range decided to keep this nice and open, so it doesn't feel claustrophobic. Remember, we're in a small RV, so space matters, but they didn't sacrifice storage. So one thing you'll notice is if you've gone in other fifth wheels, the overhead cabinetry in this is actually deeper and taller, so you have plenty of space going all the way throughout just to stack things. On both sides of the bed, you are going to have your cabinetry to get in storage. So I've got drawers over here. Rick's got some storage next to him as well. Both sides of the bed do have their own charging stations, so it's a wireless charger that pops up to expose the USB plugs as well, and you do have 110 plugs, so if you need something like a CPAP or any sort of more power pulling equipment, you can plug it here. But keep in mind, if you're doing that quick overnight stop, your 12-volt power does work off just the battery. Come to the closet though, look at this space, right? So like I told you, instead of having those little side cabinets, now you're going to get a true closet and giant storage underneath. I mean, this is just, for the size of RV it is, man, Highland Ridge did a good job. I'll give them some credit. Again, you do have your other air conditioning unit in here, and unlike some of your other like more entry-level RVs, they went ahead and actually included the TV in the bedroom. I know that's something that's missing in a lot of RVs. I really appreciate that it's already in here. If you're looking for a solid, potentially half-ton, but definitely 3/4 ton or bigger, lightweight, light-duty, fifth wheel, give us a call. My name's Bear. We're down at McLean's RV. This was the Open Range Roamer Light Duty 274 BHS. Hope to hear from you soon.